Hello everyone, my name is Ira Fay, and I am excited to show you this game from the 2024 World Tournament. I am recording this video more than a year after I played this game, so it will be a nice surprise to me. We'll see what happens. Let's jump right into it. It is my game with JZW27, and this is our first match. I believe this is the round of 64. And I am playing Shadow, and they are playing Free. Let's see what my cards are. And they had Wizard Staff and Thranduil's Archer. So excellent starting cards. I think I'm pretty happy with Half Orcs and Goblin Men and Grond. These are good cards for me too. 0 eyes allocated, and we both get pretty good rolls. I didn't roll any eyes, so there's about a 23% chance of that if you allocate 0 eyes, and you're risking that free people are going to get a big jump on you. Let's see what happens. So I start by mustering Isengard, and then I move some armies around. Okay, it looks like I'm going to go after the elves early. Continue to move my armies from Gorgoroth to Moranon, from Dol Guldur into North Anduin Vale. And then they move the Fellowship, safely guaranteed since I have no eyes in the hunt box. I continue to move armies around, Moranon to Dagorlad and North Anduin Vale to Dimril Dale. I'm just getting in position. They move the Fellowship again, continue to be safe. And now that they've used their Will of the West, I'll go ahead and get Saruman, just in case they were going to do some shenanigans. I don't want to let them get Gandalf turn 1. And then they use a ring to move the Fellowship safely a third time. So obviously they're going quite fast with the Fellowship. I'm happy to get the ring. And my army moves from Dagorlad to No Man Lands. And then they play Thranduil's Archer. So obviously I don't love to see that. They strategically waited till the last action of the turn to play that after my army has already committed going towards due, and they get to draw 2 strategy cards. They get Círdan Ships and Helped Unlooked For. So obviously not what I love to see, but I'm continuing to move my armies around. I am getting to Woodland Realm pretty quickly, and the elves have not been mustered at all. So if that's the only extra muster they get, I'm probably okay with that. And let's see. I get The Ring Is Mine and Orcs Multiplying again. Obviously good to get that a little bit earlier on before I've emptied out Dol Guldur, but that's okay. Allocate 1 eye, roll 1 more, and then they get this much slower turn. So maybe they can muster the elves quickly enough before I get there. Right, so if they immediately start mustering the elves, they can basically get 1 more muster into one of these elven strongholds. I also wonder about it, do they have scouts? So they don't have scouts, so the move into Old Forest Road feels a little less exciting to me. Let's see what they do. So all right, so they do move into Old Forest Road. That will slow me down slightly, but not really very much. I get from Southern Rovanian to Northern Rovanian and Far Harad to Near Harad. And my plan, obviously, is to get the Witch King this turn, if I possibly can. They muster the north towards war once. Obviously, that is a significant factor, because if I attack Old Forest Road, then it puts them only 1 away from war. They pass, and then I move into. Oh no, they just mustered the north, and now I'm attacking directly. Oh, I'm going to try and attack, but I'm going to realize I need to muster first. So I hope that I realize that I need to muster. So we just did it out of order. I attacked in, but Mordor isn't at war, so that's definitely an error on my part. But we just go ahead and use the muster now. So that's fine. It didn't really change much. That's okay. So here we go. And okay, so we're just going to undo. So if you do something illegally and it's easy to undo, just undo it. It's fine. The Java client makes that extremely easy. So I made an illegal attack. It was obviously an unintentional mistake. We said, oh, maybe you could just muster it now. But actually, the tempo can matter because, they would be able to muster the North a little bit more. So, okay, so this is what we're doing. And also, we shouldn't know for sure that I would get the hits. So for all those reasons, we're just undoing it. I think that's the way to do it. So I muster Sauron to war, which I should have done before the attack, but whatever. Now they can pass if they want, and I can do the attack. That's fine. But let's just play it the right way. So they do go ahead and muster the North to war right now, so that if I attack into Old Forest Road or I attack into Dale, they will be able to muster. If I attack into Old Forest Road, they will be able to muster with this Will of the West, which may be worth it. So I'm glad we played this properly. Okay, and now what do you do with Shadow? Obviously, if I can just attack into Dale, that would be great, and kill that unit. That'd be really nice. Let's see what I do. Oh, So I say I will also not play a combat card in this upcoming combat like before, because I think it gave away some info that you didn't play scouts, right? Because this attack into Old Forest Road obviously makes a big difference if they have scouts or not, or into Dale if they have scouts or not. So I'm saying, look, I'm not going to play any card, which I think is the right thing to do, because I wasn't going to play a card before because I didn't know if they had scouts or not. So I really shouldn't know that now. Good. I'm glad the past Ira was also playing in a sportsmanlike manner. Okay, so I'm attacking. We're going to see where I attack. So I attack Old Forest Road. And now I'm basically baiting them to spend that Will of the West to muster in Dale. And I think to myself, okay, that's worth it. All right, so I do still get the hit. They do not get any hits back. And now, are they? Yes. So they use their Will of the West to muster in Dale. They didn't move the Fellowship at all this turn. But in exchange, they're mounting this powerful defense in Dale. So I think what I'm going to do here is attack Dale, because I don't want them mustering more. I do have a ring. So one option could be move into Carrick, move some army somewhere, and then attack into Dale, and then get the Witch King this turn. They've managed to muster a good defense, but the elves aren't at war. I've taken care of the northern mustering points. Let's see what I do. So I just move an army. Okay, that's what I expected. I moved from South Rune to East Rune, and moved one regular into Carrick to take it over. And now I'm going to attack into... No, I'm going to get the Witch King first. That's smart. That's good. Might as well get my card draw. And then I'm using my ring, because I don't want them mustering any more in Dale, to attack into Dale. All right, I'm playing a strategy card here because, one, I want to cycle it, and two, I think it's unlikely that they have saved scouts. So we'll see what happens. I'm assuming it's orcs multiplying again. All right, so I'm mostly just cycling this to try and get a better strategy card, specifically Corsairs of Umbar, but we'll see what I get, or other powerful combat effects that like Deadly Strife. All right, I get 2 hits. Obviously, that's very good for me. They get 1 hit back, and I'm interesting. So I'm giving up 2 units. I'm a little surprised by that. Do I really care that much about that regular and that leader? I guess I figure, hey, that regular and that leader are going to inflict some casualties on me later. Might as well take care of them now. So I'm giving up 2 units to Onslaught, and then I managed to take out the leader. I'm a little surprised by that, but okay. So the North has been subjugated, and I got to redraw a swarm of bats. I have a full hand of cards. Balrog of Moria was a very powerful combat effect against Lorien. And I'm probably happy enough to see Great Host. I will need to get the Southrons and Easterlings to war to be able to have a chance against Woodland Realm. I do notice that I have half-orcs and goblin men, which can help me, as well as Grond. So I do have some powerful card effects here. Let's see what I roll. So I always, as Shadow, I'm very happy to be rolling 9 dice to their 4. And I don't have to allocate any eyes, because they did not move the fellowship at all last round. So I am not required to allocate any eyes, and therefore I allocate 0. So I think my plan here is just race the fellowship. I'm going to get a bunch of victory points, and you can try and destroy the ring, but I'm rolling 9 dice to 4. So I roll a single eye, and they only get 1 movement, right? You expect 2 movement, they get 1 movement, a little below average. But this can happen absolutely if you really focus on running the ring. It's tricky though, because last time they tried to focus on military defense, and yeah, they did slow me down in Dale, because I don't think this army in Dale without any support will be able to take out Woodland Realm. And I do notice I only have 1 muster, so this round I cannot get the South Rounds and Easterlings to war. All right, let's see how I play this. So what did they draw? They got Faramir's Rangers and Horn of Gondor. Nothing particularly exciting. Though they do have there and back again, so maybe they're going to play that and bring some companions in. If you don't take a lot of corruption, as the Fellowship, which they've taken none and no tiles have been drawn, then you are able to separate companions to give greater military defense. All right, they're passing. I'm putting Lorien under siege. Okay, I don't want to see power too great. They're cycling Faramir's Rangers. I like that choice. I like getting to redraw strategy cards more than redraw character cards at this point in the game. And Gondor may eventually get attacked, so that's not bad. All right, Fear Fire Foes is not particularly useful for them as a card effect, but they may use it for combat. I now put Woodland Realm under siege, because I think I'm going to reposition to Lorien and take out Lorien because I can't get the South Rounds and Easterlings to war. Let's see what happens. All right, no, maybe I'm going to take my chances on against Thranduil. 9 hit points. I have 9 hit points to 5, and I do have Grond, so that's pretty good. Let's see what happens. All right, so I play Grond here because I want to press my advantage and take care of this stronghold before moving on. My general guideline is double the hit points of the stronghold. So I have 9 against 5. It's not exactly double, but Grond does give me a significant advantage because I won't have to reduce elites to press. And I know right now this card is safe. Am I going to play Swarm of Bats or am I going to play Great Host? I think Great Host is a little risky because if they get 2 hits against me, I'll have to lose an elite, but maybe that's okay. Would you play Great Host here or would you play Swarm of Bats? I like Swarm of Bats for attacking into Fords of Isen, so they can't use scouts out of Fords of Isen. I don't know. I think I'd probably go with Great Host. Let's see what my past self did. Great Host. All right, so we're just hoping they don't get too many hits. But honestly, even in the worst case, if they get 3 hits, which is the maximum, I can just kill an elite and reduce an elite, and I'll still be able to get my extra hit from Great Host. And because of Grond, I have 2 automatic presses, so it's guaranteed to be able to work. All right, I get 1 hit. Okay, slightly below average, what you'd expect on 10 dice, but not hugely unexpected. They get 2 hits against me. Don't love it, but so be it. They take 1 casualty. I lose an elite to make sure I still have double their number of units, and now the Great Host will inflict an extra 1. Okay, so the odds of me being able to get 3 more hits on 20 more dice is pretty good. So I'm probably going to stop playing cards here, but we'll see what I do. All right, so I play Great Host again to make sure that I can finish them off because now they can play cards. All right. Interesting. Oh, I didn't play Great Host. I played Swarm of Bats. All right. So I figure, okay, maybe they're going to try and keep them alive. I want to make sure I can kill them. So I use Swarm of Bats, and I get no hits there, and they get 1 back. All right. So I decided at this point, and maybe this was an error, but I decided at this point to keep my elite here because I want to be able to press, I guess. I'm not sure I'm in that much of a rush, and I might prefer to have the extra... Oh, I want the extra leadership. That's why, because that warg is providing a leadership, so that's good. All right, I don't play a card here because I think now, at this point, Great Host is a little risky, and they play no quarter against me. I get only one hit, and they get two hits. So I didn't quite manage to take out Woodland Realm, and now I'm like, okay, now it's a little too risky, so I gave up on it. Interesting. Not my most efficient play. They use an Elven Ring, their second Elven Ring, to move the Fellowship. They're hurrying the Fellowship along, and if I happen to roll a 6 right here, then they can kill off Gandalf and get him turn 3, which obviously would be good for them. But I do not hit, and they cannot kill off Gandalf this round. We note that the elves are at war, and I attack Lorien. Obviously, I'm going to be playing Durin's Bane. And let's see how the Balrog does. 2 hits, slightly above average. You'd expect 1.5, and I get 2. And did I switch because there's only one elven regular in the force pool, so maybe that's why I switched to Lorien. It just makes Lorien that much easier to take out. And if I have a big army left over in Lorien, I can reposition them down. All right. Not the most efficient to reposition and have to come back to Woodland Realm, but I don't feel any great risk in Woodland Realm because Thranduil has already been played. So this cannot be reinforced anymore unless somehow the dwarves get to war. All right. I roll no hits after the Balrog, and the elves get 2 hits against me, so obviously that's good for them. And I'm not going to press. I'm just taking it easy. Happy to cycle some cards. They move the Fellowship, and I miss again. So far, 0 hits. Well, to be fair, on round 1, when they moved 3 times, I had no eyes in the pool. And I've allocated the minimum number of eyes every round. So it's fair that the Fellowship is making good progress. All right, so I'm going for Lorien again, hoping to take care of it. I'm playing my Great Host. And that is enough. I get 3 6s, but I only needed 2 because I had Great Host, and that's that. So this is still a reasonable size army in Lorien. And they're mustering Rohan. No, they're mustering the dwarves toward war. Okay, so they're like, look, this is an open opportunity. If I roll a bunch of musters next turn, you're going to have some problems, Shadow. Note that I did redraw into Hill Trolls, so that could be an effective way of reinforcing the Woodland Realm. We'll see what I do. All right, and I muster the Southrons and Easterlings to war. I have to get these to war so that I can come in and take care of the rest of Dew. I think my plan is to bring them over to Erebor, especially if I see the dwarves mustering towards war. I don't want that to be unchecked. All right, King is revealed. Candles of Corpses, not the best for me right now. They get Wisdom of Elrond and Elven Cloaks. Confusion is a pretty good effect. I allocate 1 eye and roll no more. So I have rolled, I think, the minimum number of eyes. Have I rolled 0 eyes right now? No, I guess I rolled 2 total, according to that. Okay. So, but I don't add any eyes this time, and they get this beautiful roll. Okay, so the Fellowship is rewarded with an excellent roll. That's nice for them. And I think they just run. I mean, you could separate and get Strider this turn. All right, so they start by using this Will of the West to move. And they're safe. That's fine. I only have 1 eye. And then I'm going to go ahead and muster the Southrons and Easterlings toward war so that at least they feel nervous about that Will of the West. They move again, going up to 7 movement. And they're safe. I draw a strategy card because I see that there's nothing that I can play. Or that's a little surprising. I could have played both Hill Trolls and Ring is Mine, which wouldn't be crazy. Maybe I feel like literally no tiles have been drawn, therefore red tiles are kind of lower value in this situation. I need to just go fast with the military. But I drew a strategy card. Maybe I'm thinking, to go fast with the military, I need to get lucky and draw Corsairs of Umbar. All right. They move a 3rd time. I hit them, and they're safe. I mean, they're not revealed. So not being revealed is quite nice. And they lose Gandalf, and they still have a Will of the West left, and it's just perfect. All right. So what am I going to do? I muster in... Okay, so I muster in Orthanc. I guess my thinking is uh, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to take out Rohan. I better go quickly and take out Rohan. Now, remember that time when I said I should have saved the swarm of bats for Fords of Isen? That's a good time to save it for. All right, so I muster up in Orthanc. I'm attacking into Fords of Isen. Rohan advances towards war. I don't have a card to play. They play Confusion. I get no hits, and they do 1 to me. So not my best situation, and I decide to leave 2 elites back because at this point in the game, I don't want to lose Saruman. So I'm all over the place. What is this? Like, maybe that was a good idea. Maybe I should have just mustered a little more. Maybe I should have played a card. Maybe I should have brought the Witch King first and then played a card. Yeah. All right, so they get Gandalf. Oh, my past self had an idea that I didn't realize. Okay, so good job, past self. This is clever. So remember when I said if you have a big army left over in Lorien, you can bring it down to Rohan? This is a great way of doing it. I leave enough defense in Orthanc so that I'm safe from Ents because I don't want to lose Saruman at the start of next round. And I get to play Shadow's Gather and have a sizable army here in Fords of Isen and still 2 more attack to take out Helm's Deep. Obviously, I would have been happy to get some hits in Fords of Isen, but this is a pretty efficient way of taking care of it. All right, so I attack into Helm's Deep, and now, okay, I say it could have been a lot different that turn if you hadn't gotten Gandalf. Right, because I ended up leaving some behind, and I spent some musters. I don't know. All right, so let's see what I'm going to play. I'm assuming Relentless Assault, but maybe Dread and Despair just to cycle it and keep this army strong. All right, so Dread and Despair, that's fair. I still have plenty of leadership, so that's fine. I get 1 hit, and there's none against me. I press, and I go ahead and play Flocks of Crebain, I'm guessing, for They Are Terrible, because that's a pretty good combat effect. And then I get plenty of hits and none. So this is still a sizable army now. Quite good. And now I'm up to 5 victory points. But they have 5 dice. I have several red tiles. But still, the Fellowship has only been hit 1 time. All right. I have to allocate an eye. And I roll 1 more. Very few attacks. Only 3 attacks. We'd expect 4, so I guess that's not that different. And very nice for the Fellowship. Okay, Fellowship moves right away. And they're safe. That's always nice. And now I'm mustering in North Rune because I would like this army to be prepared to come in. Note that I did not get any character dice, so I can't reposition Nazgul. But I think my plan is, hey, let's hurry, muster up in North Rune, get these armies merged, and then also probably take care of Rohan. We'll see what happens. I go ahead and get another elite in North Rune. And then now I'm starting to move armies. So I pile up into Westamnet and then East Rune. Dwarves are mustered 1 towards war. Does that matter that much? I don't know. So I go ahead and surround these armies in Edoras. Now, did I have to spend this time attacking Edoras and taking care of it? My feeling is if you don't do that, they really can cause trouble. I'm a little surprised that they didn't pump a bunch of musters into them and then these guys can move around, but the dwarves, maybe it's better. All right, so Fellowship moves again and is safe. So Fellowship is managing to go safe straight from Rivendell to Mordor hit once. So this is not good for Shadow. Maybe I can race, but it's going to be really tough. All right, let's see what happens. So I go ahead and move armies. I'm giving up on Corsairs of Umbar, and I don't see exactly what my plan is for next turn. I guess my plan is Woodland Realm for 2, Erebor for 2 more, and then Pelargir or Edoras. So that's the thing. I wasted a little bit of time going for Edoras, but I guess I'm a little worried that actually Gondor can retake Pelargir with Faramir and all this army from Minas Tirith. So I'll threaten both. Maybe I didn't need to make this move from Nirharad to Westerondor. I guess my plan is I'm going to move from Dale. I'm going to get from Dale into Woodland Realm, take out Woodland Realm, and then come back to Erebor. We'll see what happens. Companions get separated, and they can go anywhere. And this is absolutely the benefit of just having no problem with corruption, because they're still like basically at -5 corruption, because Strider's worth 3 and the Hobbits are each worth 1. Going into Mordor with a very friendly hunt pool. Like, just, there are no red tiles. It's very good. So that was the fact that the Fellowship was not revealed ever, meant that free people had a lot of extra dice available to do other things, like separate a bunch of companions into Erebor. So now I don't know, where are my other hit point, my other victory points? Maybe the answer is take care of Woodland Realm, and then maybe this army goes and takes care of Dol Amroth. Maybe that's the idea. So seeing that Erebor is so strongly defended, I'm like, whoa. Now, and also now that corruption could potentially become an issue, I'll go ahead and put a red tile in. They go ahead and muster dwarves to war. And now, what do I think about Erebor? Maybe I still try and take care of Erebor. So I use the ring, and I do take care of Erebor, and it goes into siege. I'm a little surprised I leave this regular here in Dale. Like, why? Why do I need that? I don't need that to be in Dale. Maybe my plan is I'm going to move it over into Woodland Realm. I still have Hill Trolls to support Woodland Realm. I'm a little surprised this army doesn't come in from Dale also. All right. They're the Corsairs. So definitely Shadow now has some better chances. Free people... Imrahil of Dol Amroth and Círdan ships. Let's see what they save. So they get rid of Elven Cloaks. And they get rid of Smeagol Helps Nice Master. Wow, okay. So they're just really not worried about corruption. Probably the right choice. I am getting rid of... What do you get rid of here? Maybe Candles of Corpses. Maybe King is Revealed. I don't know. Okay, King is Revealed goes away. I allocate 1 eye. Roll 2 more. Fellowship gets average movement. And... yeah, I mean, they're just going to go destroy the ring, right? So Dwarven Elite in Iron Hills just to cause trouble. And I play Foul Thing now, hoping to snag Aragorn, because that will certainly slow them down. All right, so they get revealed. It wastes a die of free people. Maybe that's worth it. I put On They Went into the pool. And they move and get an eye for 3. So I'm assuming that, okay, they just take 3, because why not? They're going to keep Strider's ability to be able to hide and make progress. I get the Mouth of Sauron. No. I attack Edoras. What am I doing? I see. I didn't get any character movement this turn either. And... I'm worried about Dane Ironfoot's guard. Yeah, okay. What's my plan here? I literally have one leadership. Why don't I retreat this army back to Umbar and attack Dol Amroth? What am I doing in Erebor? And why haven't I not finished the combat in Woodland Realm? Can I not just take care of them? All right, so I'm what? What am I doing? I'm just really hoping. I'm just hoping for good luck because I'm like, they're going to destroy the ring. I better get really lucky. Okay, I guess so. So I forfeit one. I don't have leadership in Erebor. Oh, Edoras. That's different. That's different. Maybe I should read what I'm writing. Okay, so I'm attacking an Edoras. That makes a lot more sense. I'm cycling. I'm trying to cycle a character card. Um, I don't know exactly why. I guess I'm just trying to get more red tiles. Candles of Corpses can do quite a bit of corruption. So weird. All right, I might probably would have just held that. Anyway, I get one hit. They get some hits. Whatever. This battle's over. Great. There's not. They can't retreat. So I've taken Edoras. And now I get the Mouth of Sauron. They hide. I attack. I attack Iron Hills, and they place scouts to be bothersome. And then they move the Fellowship, and they get revealed for 2. They go up to 5 corruption because, again, good to use Strider's hiding ability. I move back to Umbar, and they can foresee exactly what's going to happen. Conveniently, they have Círdan ships and Imrahil of Dol Amroth, so they're going to be just fine. They get rid of Horn of Gondor. That makes sense. I allocate an eye and roll one more. They get an average roll. And we can see the benefit of Strider, right? This is the benefit of being low on corruption, being able to eat a couple of tiles, and then hide the Fellowship and just move along. So I don't see how Free People is... I mean, if they draw a bunch of red tiles, maybe. So I get another red tile in there, and they move... and they get a 1. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's just, yeah, I do have now 3 red tiles in there, and the pool is getting smaller, but still, it's 3 out of 14. It's not like that likely, and that was 3 out of 15, so only a 20% chance on that tile draw. All right. So that's obviously good for Free People. I play Corsairs of Umbar. No. I muster an elite because I foresee... what else am I going to do? And I'm just wasting the regular in there. That's funny. And then they move the Fellowship again, and they get a 2. Yep. And they're just taking the corruption because why not? So a little weird because if I have Isildur's Bane, there's a possibility now that I could come close to killing you. Like if I do Isildur's Bane and get a 3, then you end up at 11 corruption, and then an eye will be deadly. No, an eye isn't deadly because you still can get rid of 5. Basically, you can lose 1 companion to the hunt as a casualty. Then the new guide gets appointed right away, and you can use the guide ability right away as well. So Strider would die, soaking up 3. Then the Hobbit could use the guide ability. Then the other Hobbit could use the hide ability, and you can basically soak up 5 corruption that way. So I guess the thinking is it's safe. It's still safe to go up to 8 because even if Isildur's Bane gets played and you go up to 10, you can still move and there's no tile that's deadly. That's how little corruption I've inflicted. Maybe it would have been better to save Candles of Corpses. Okay, moving on. I now play Corsairs of Umbar. I take everybody, and of course they have Círdan ships, as we saw a long time ago. Okay, so I go ahead and muster Nazgul. Okay, and then they use a ring to move. Yeah, I mean, maybe it makes sense to pass, and then use the ring, but it's like at some point you're like, we're playing a game, let's just end the game. GG. GG. So, this was a fairly straightforward victory for free people. Shadow was, had some chances for fast military, but was not fast enough. I'd be curious to know if you think I made any mistakes. I think free people did a great job just moving when they had the opportunity. There was that interesting choice to muster in Dale instead of moving the fellowship once. Did that pay off? I don't know. It certainly, in effect, defended Woodland Realm because I never took Woodland Realm in the end. So I had a little inefficiency not capturing Woodland Realm, relocating to Lorien. I think that play into Rohan was pretty efficient. That was pretty good. Obviously, drawing Corsairs of Umbar is good, but with this number of companions in Erebor, it's just too hard to take. So I guess my plan was take care of Woodland Realm, take care of Dol Amroth. It was theoretically possible that I could get to 10 this round, even against this level of army. So it makes sense. Nice game. So now they've won one. I have to win two more in a row to be able to proceed. We'll see how it goes. Let's look at statistics. So I was definitely a little low on sixes, but I was also low on eyes and had good attack options overall. And I had the musters when I needed it. I think this is pretty balanced. They were a little high on army musters, but low on palantirs and regular musters. So I think pretty balanced luck overall. And curious to know if you noticed any mistakes. Great game to my opponent. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good rest of the day.